Is it going? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. That was actually more like 10 seconds. It turns out I was already actually recording it, so that's great. So, I'd like to welcome you once again to my humble dojo. I just finished a hearty supper of baked potatoes and eggnog. An interesting combination, but they do go together quite well. So, yes, welcome to another nightly live stream. Today we are going to be working on, again, the next part of the Emma comic. And yeah, I guess before we get started, just want to make sure that everybody is seeing what's going on here. Make sure the stream is holding up properly. Looks like we are broadcasting at a proper bit rate. We're not dropping frames, so the stream should be quite clear and not choppy. Last night was quite fun for me. After the stream, I actually stayed up really early. I need to start getting on a better sleep schedule. Stayed up late playing too many games of Ligue des Leyendos. I've been really digging Warwick, trying out some crazy builds with him. And last night I think I finally stumbled upon geniusness. Geniusness. So, with all that out of the way, with our, I guess, I don't even understand exactly how I'm going to start doing these streams, because, you know, when I do the show, I usually have, like, the usual, like, cadence, or I have the cycle that I do, right? It's like, hey, my name's Kienan, this show's about this. Before we get into that, we do Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. And then with all that out of the way, we move into the tutorial, right? But since we're not really doing tutorials, we're just doing comic draw-alongs, or watch me draw the comics. Yeah, I don't really know exactly what to say. So I'm hoping that I will develop some new mannerisms as we continue the series here. But thank you once again to everybody who is coming out today to support and view. As usual, thank you for telling your friends about it. And thank you for the support with the comic. It is very, very appreciated. And it always will be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fix this. I'm just going to fix some things on my other screen. And then we will get to the drawing. The drawing. Yes. Yes. Because that is what we love. Yes, it was just baked potatoes, going back to that, yeah. Just baked potatoes. Oh, it was massive. This thing was like a football-sized baked potato. And had plenty of butter, sour cream, and just coated in salt. So the shell was like nice and cracky, you know. Just peels right off of there, and you got the yummy potato right on the inside. And then I finish it off with some nice eggnog. So, yes. All you guys are every time I mention League of Legends, everybody's like, "Oh, you should play with this. You should play with this." I thought I told you guys before that Ligue des Leyendos, that is where I go to be alone. I do not play with other people. Mostly because I'm kind of sucky and I don't want to embarrass people. Be like, you suck at League of Legends. I'm not watching your show anymore. You made our team lose, feeder. I'm going to tell everybody your comic sucks. So, anyway, okay. That is another conversation for another time. Oh, speaking of that, one more thing that I have to update you guys about is tomorrow, obviously, is going to be Wednesday, right? Yes, tomorrow is Wednesday. The stream is actually going to be going on a half an hour early tomorrow. So it's going to be 6:30 to 7:30. Because a couple of my friends are going out to see the new James Bond 007 movie, Skyfall. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And the movie time was like, it starts right at 8. So basically that would mean that as soon as the stream finished, I would have to be teleported into the theater, into the seat where my friends are sitting, between them, or whatever seat they're saving by sticking their sweater on or whatever. So tomorrow I'm going to basically just start the stream a half an hour early, and we will conclude at 7:30. All right? And then obviously Thursday is Thanksgiving for all of us, and I will not be doing a daily then, as much as I would like to. I would love to broadcast a Ustream while I am eating turkey and yams and that weird cranberry things that gets cut up into little slivers that nobody really eats. It's always just like sitting there. But I find that as I get older, I start to really enjoy it. It's like, whoa, what is this? You like start to discover things around the table that you never saw before. Things start becoming interesting. And one of those is the cranberry thing. The cranberry cylinder. The cranberry cylinder. Alright, so today, as you can see, we made a couple changes to what we did yesterday. A couple minor changes. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Went ahead and kind of shaded in this area over here. Let me go and grab this so you can see. Went ahead and shaded in this area over here. I didn't really do anything here. Just kind of repositioned a few things. I fixed this scene with the ladder because originally she was kind of like reaching down and kind of grabbing it, right? It was kind of like at a weird angle. And you couldn't really tell it was a ladder, so I wanted to make sure that I show a clear frame of that happening, where she's actually grabbing the ladder and you can see the rungs. The rungs! It's all about the rungs! And then she's kind of tipping it over the edge, kind of looks over there, and then kind of like quickly goes kind of behind the ladder. You know, it's like her little hair piece going up like that. Then we see her basically holding out the axe, and then drops it, and the axe just goes whizzing past the screen. It's like shoo, and then it hits the ground like that, just like that. And then all the dust kind of clouds around there, and I'll probably have like something there, like a title. I might have a title here, and I might have a title here, like created by. Story developed, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's almost like a movie trailer. Like there's some music playing behind it. So, yeah, about that. So anyway, let's just get started. I will continue talking, but less talking, more drawing. Less talking, more drawing. So basically all I'm going to be doing today is just kind of going back through here and just kind of cleaning up these sketches. So let's go ahead and duplicate this, and I'm going to show you guys the next step in my process for creating comics. Creating comics! Yes. Oh. Javin, it's nice to see you again. So good to see you again. Okay, so let's get started here. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is, what's going to be the best way to do this? I think I'll go ahead and just like kind of create this panel a little more clearly. I'm going to try this. Because last time what I did was I kind of created those super sketchy chicken scratches, and then I went and kind of cleaned them up from there. But I'm trying to improve my process so it saves me a little bit of time and I can still get the same quality of panels out, right? So I'm hoping that I can go ahead and like just kind of start cleaning up these panels, right? And then from there almost just drop it in and then just go immediately to lines. You know what I mean? Immediately go to lines. The lines. Okay, so we know what we want to be happening here. Let's go ahead and just make sure that everything is working correctly as far as like the shapes of the head and everything. Because I hate it when I draw the character and then I look at it again and I'm like, that head's way too big, you know? So I'm just going to do a quick measurement here. Kind of go down halfway. Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty close. All I know is that the edges of her head, that's where her shoulders are. So that's kind of good. Good to remember. Good to think about. Basically what we will be doing here. So what we'll be doing here is just drawing her waking up from her dream, right? So she's kind of like clutching her her dress or whatever. And then kind of just like, you know, like breathing, like she's all scared, waking up from this dream. So let's go ahead and sketch this in. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I think I might just kind of want to stay away from. It's like I don't want to redraw this whole thing, but it is kind of sketchy. So let's just try it. My instincts tell me I should just lighten this and draw it again. Right? I'll follow my artistic instincts. Let us see where they go from here. Alright. So let's go ahead and draw this in here. Let's go ahead and draw in our measurements, right? Let's draw Emma. Because we all know how to draw Emma. Well, I know how to draw Emma because I've drawn her many times. Many times. Okay, so circle. Alright. We'll divide that circle in half, and just beneath that is where her eyes go. And we have this comes down like this, like so, like so. And then right here is where her ear comes out, like that. Lovely. And we got the mouth happening. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Woo! Oh man. I feel like I I feel like I sniffed some salt. Like there was so much salt on this potato that I feel like some of the powdered stuff as I was like eating it, I actually inhaled some of it. I'm gonna grab a drink of water. And this is just a check. It looks like we are streaming. Like everything is still going right. Is the sound coming through all right? Is everybody hearing things quite well? Everything's good? Just say something if something's going wrong or if the levels seem off. Someone mentioned something about like a commercial that came on and it was like loud. Like if it's loud compared to what's going on in the stream, then I might want to consider turning up my levels. But if we are in good shape, I will continue to enunciate properly and try to keep the stream in good audio quality. Thank you. Thank you for the update. I did not know. I've got some new software. I'm using XSplit. Somebody suggested that I start using this. And it's actually working out quite well. It's improved the quality of the stream by an unbelievable amount. So thank you so much to whoever, I guess, suggested that. And thank you to you guys for being so supportive and understanding while I was using that other program just to kind of get a feel for what I was going to be able to use, right, for streaming. And I'm very happy that I can deliver quality streams nowadays. Well, at least good quality, visual quality streams. We'll work on everything else as far as the content as we go. So, and yes, I am actually creating the next 10 pages of the comic right now. So basically all I'm doing here is I am just drawing in the expression, basically, of what I want to be happening here. Probably what I'll end up doing is erasing this face, because this face behind here is starting to kind of throw me off a little bit. So, go ahead. Kind of just get rid of that. Let's go ahead and continue drawing this in, just using the measurements that we have here. Now that her eyes go right about there. And between here and here is right where her eyes go. Looks like I need to grab this, move it over a tiny bit, because her head is going to freaking deform to the right a little too much. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this needs to be way over here. Get that crap over here. go. So you can see basically right now I'm just kind of sketching stuff in because I want to get the expression properly, right? And make sure that the measurements, I think this is the most important part, is just getting the measurements down for Emma's face. Because I really want to make sure that the style and the character is consistent throughout the comic. I think that's something that's very, very important. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get the proper proper expression going on here. So she'll be kind of like sitting up, kind of like this, right? And these are not tears; those are just measuring thingies. And the hair comes down. The hair comes down and touches that same plane that we had before there. Let me just create these lines here. Make it look a little more scared. Let's go ahead and draw this up. There. There we go. This hits there. Good. Good. And when in doubt, I just like to go with my gut. Trust your instincts, as Pepe would say. From, well, you know what I'm talking about. Eric, Emma says thank you. Emma says thank you. Oh man, it is really fun, like exploring these expressions. Though it's definitely one thing that I like to get across really well, or I try to anyway. I'm hoping that it's something I can get a good handle on, going forward. Because the first 10 pages were definitely a real eye-opener of just how important it is to make sure you've got, proper things reading, or like the character looks like themselves, and just whatever expression they're making. Just want consistency, consistency. You'd be surprised how small, little, tiny little, what's it called? Details make a big difference. Oh, yeah. Hang on, let me fix this. And see, so that, basically, look, now we go back and we can compare, right? That becomes that, So you don't have to, like, draw the... I think it's really important that you don't try to draw the character perfectly the first time. The first round, you're really just focusing on positioning, right? Position of the character, basic body language, and kind of how the background frames it, right? You don't want, like... It would be so terrible of me, and this is the reason why. It would be so terrible of me to start my comic creation process like this, because what happens is if you decide to change that panel, you wasted so much time trying to make the character look right. You've drawn everything up and it looks good, right? But then if you want to change it, you've wasted a lot of time. And that's just something that I'm just not comfortable with. So I think not. not. I think not. And then another big thing I like to do is I mirror the image really quickly, you know, when I'm drawing, and just kind of check how the face is reading from the other angle. Because especially when you're drawing like kind of anime themed things or anime inspired things, I tend to make the faces look a little bit, I don't want to say weird, but they tend to look good from one angle, but from the other angle they look a little lopsided, or you know, they look a little funny. So yeah, I always like to go back in and just mirror it really quickly. And I have a hotkey set up. I said I was going to make a tutorial on how to set up the hotkey. It has to do with actions. I'm sure if you guys Google it, it'll give you something, you know, that you can work with. But for now, yeah, just know that I do use a hotkey to flip the canvas really quickly, just to check and make sure that the faces are still reading properly from both angles, right? Okay. 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 Oh yeah, I remember where I was going back to this. The expression where she's fixing her dress. Yeah, it's very, yeah, these things in here. Yeah, that, yeah, I'll probably give her something similar to that, where her eyes are kind of like closed and just like that. I think that'll be kind of cute. Moving on. Back to the drawing. Back to me. Back to me. Back to the drawing. Now back to me. Now back to this crazy, look, I was showing people this yesterday. You can kind of like go like this. And then it makes a funny face before it switches over. It like blurs my face. Or takes a freeze frame. And I thought that was funny because I'm easily entertained and I'm a child. I'm clearly not fit to be doing casts, professional casts. Okay, let's fix this ear. Fix that ear. There we go, that's cute. Okay. So now, okay, let's draw on the neck here. Neck's coming down, right? And her other shoulder will be right there. Her shoulder's like that, right? And then just drawing that dress there. It'll be kind of like, just kind of like grabbing it or something. You gotta figure out exactly how that's gonna look or how I'm gonna portray that. But basically, her dress will be being held by her hand in this region. All right. So let's just kind of sketch that in really quickly. So she'll be having that. I'm gonna go ahead and actually remove these bottom teeth because I think it'll make it look more like she's. Well, I don't know. Does that look? Actually, I like it a little bit with the teeth in it, just barely. Makes it look like she's breathing a little bit more. I don't know, harshly. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so moving on. Let's go ahead and draw in his hair. We know how the hair goes. We know how it goes. Right, peeps? Right? We know what we're doing, right? Because we're professionals. I am a professional comic artist. Or try to be. I like to pretend I am. Shh, don't ruin my fantasy. There we go. I'm drawing in the rest of that hair there. Okay, that's looking good. It's looking quite good. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty good. That looks a lot like Emma. It's passable. It's passable. Will do for now. Okay. So now we are going to be moving into, let's go ahead and just kind of clean up the rest of this hair. I don't want it to be like laying like straight back. Good. 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 Good start. Oh, and the other thing I want to talk about is I think another important thing to do in this general thing, and I have to get better at this as well, is even in this stage, try not to, and I don't know, I don't want to step on my foot by saying this, but in the first 10 pages, I noticed myself going back and kind of comparing the line work to the sketches, right, or basically the cleaned up sketches. And I found myself saying that I need to make sure that I don't get too attached to these, right? I can't get too attached to this, right? Because eventually I'm going to create the final inks over top of it, and then you're never going to see this again, right? Like, nobody's going to see this version, so I need to make sure that this is just serving the purpose of the final inks. And so I think it's just important to, I almost want to say, the only thing you should really be working out to a T is the position of the facial elements, right? And then after that, like the body and stuff like that, like don't worry too much about the body. Let's see, which one of these do I like more? I don't know. I don't know if that made too much sense, but I guess really the meat of that is just don't get too attached. Don't get too attached to the drawing that you're doing here, right? Because the good one should be the best drawing should be the line work, right? Let's go ahead and draw on this hand here. I'm really happy with how I'm doing hands in this, because I've kind of basically made the rule. The hands work like this, right? It's almost kind of like in those simplified cartoons. There's a style that does this, but I've gone ahead and kind of taken that for myself. Let's see, make sure I'm doing this. Let me consult. Consulting my reference sheet here. How big are Emma's hands? They're about right up to her eye. If she opened her hand, it would go right up to right about there. So I think that's about right. Because I don't want her hands to be too tiny. I think it kind of takes away from the style. They're not super dainty. Gel 00, yes, I do want to make sure that everybody understands this stream. Thanksgiving will not have a stream because I'm going to be gone eating turkey and cranberry cylinders. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to, I'll have to live with that. But I'm really hoping to make up for it with this weekend's show, right? Because Saturday I should have some time to put together something really cool for us. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, I didn't get to finish talking about the hand rule, right? What's this hand rule? What's he talking about? He didn't go into it. He forgot. No, I never forget. Like an elephant. Or a brontosaurus. Brontosauri never forget. Okay? Alright, so here's the rule with the hands, right? So say you got this. This is basically how I construct them, right? I'll say, okay, so basically, let's say this hand is coming towards you, right? So here's the thumb, right? It goes down like that, right? And basically, this is all you got to do, right? I'll kind of draw in the index finger, right? And I'll kind of have like a curve of what I want to have happening, right? And then I'll create this shape here, and this shape here. And basically what happens here is these two shapes kind of become one, and this shape becomes one, kind of connects back into here. And then this shape goes like this, connects there, And these, like if these are looking too weird, I'll kind of like add a little like opening, you know. But those basically, those two fingers kind of go together, right? And it just makes it easier to kind of create a hand. So I basically accentuate the index and the pinky fingers, right? Basically like that. And it's a really easy way to create a gesture with the hand, and it kind of still is simplified. And the girl's fingers kind of come to a point, whereas the guy's fingers will be more squared off, more manly looking, you know, like that. So that's just kind of a quick rule that helps me create hands. You can basically see I've done this here, right? I'm going to accentuate the pinky here, right? And the middle finger and the ring finger kind of both go together there, and the index finger comes off here, thumb there. Okay? Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and fix this here. Yeah, I actually am using, well, right now I'm using a renderer brush. Basically it looks like this. Oh wait, alright, am I? No, I'm not using the renderer brush. Most of the time I like to use this brush here. Looks like that. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can see that on the stream. Because it is awesome and high quality. It looks like that. I had a friend of mine give it to me. But I really just, I could do the same thing. And I was doing the same thing with just the regular round hard brush with pressure sensitivity on. Right? So let's go ahead and fix this. Fix this. Let's go ahead and have her clutching her dress. Lean in like that. I'll have her other arm kind of going down like that. Or something. Actually, I kind of want this arm to be going back a little bit. So let's go ahead and have it go back like that. Let's kind of arch her back a little bit more. So it looks like her chest is kind of coming forward, like she's going like that, you know? Let's go ahead and arch the back. That. And her elbow, or her shoulders up a little bit more. So let's go ahead and fix that. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this entire arm. And these little foldy thingies. We're going to move them out. That way it looks more like her chest is taking up some more volume, right? Like it's actually like out a little bit more. Maybe I should move it. How would I do that? Like if I was like holding my chest, or like, it's almost like you're feeling your heart, you know? So she's doing this, and I always do this, like whenever I'm drawing reference, or whenever I'm drawing poses, sometimes I'll just do it just to kind of see where my hand, you know, kind of fits on my body, right? And I can kind of just position it accordingly. So if I was like kind of like doing this, no, she doesn't really have like dress here, so she can't really grab that. I don't know. I don't want it to look weird, like she's grabbing here or whatever, you know. It might look weird. So maybe what I'll do is, instead of having her grabbing her dress, maybe I'll have her more like just kind of like holding her chest, you know, or like kind of touching like the heart part of her. You know what I mean? Feeling her heartbeat. Jeez. Hey, that's so hard to say. Let's try that. Let's draw that in really quickly. So we'll go. So it's almost like the hand was up like this. Oh, she could be. Huh, grabbing the blanket. Ooh, that's perfect. Oh, yeah, she could be. Brilliant! Telverin, you're a genius. Well, let's try it first, and then we'll see if you're a genius, okay? I'm the one who calls the shots around here, okay? I'm the one drawing the comic. You don't tell me what to do. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's actually a really good idea. I'm going to do that right now. I think it was also just the position of the hand, too. Again, don't get too attached to anything you draw. Always be ready to redo it. All right? Just get it down really quickly. So let's say she's holding the blanket like this, and it's kind of going down like that. Dang it! I don't like that hand. I don't like it. Oh, wait, oh. Oh, I'm onto something. I'm onto something. I think I've got it. I don't know if you guys can hear those dogs barking, but I'm about ready to take care of them like I took care of that crow that one day. I will take care of your dog, miss. I'll take care of it well. There we go. That's cute. Now I feel like this shoulder is out a little bit too much. Because when you raise your shoulder, it actually comes up and in, right? It's like out here, and then raise it. It's actually... So, let's go ahead and grab this, lasso it, bring it in a little bit. I think it'll actually make her look a little cuter, too. There we go. Cool. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that for now. Let's go ahead and just kind of continue with this. Again, not worrying too much about things being perfect. Right? So next thing we got is, let's draw in just a little lump from the blanket, from her knee, obviously. And the other side of the hammock, right, is going to be over here. We know the post. The foreground is going to be here, right? This region. Let's see, what's the perspective on here? Let's say, before I do perspective, I always like to think of where the horizon line is, right? So horizon line, I'd say, is probably over here. Vanishing point, here, right? So let's go ahead and we'll just draw in lines leading to that vanishing point. I don't want to worry too much about being perfect with perspective, you know what I mean? Does help, but I like to kind of cheat things and make things look okay, right? Okay, so we've got the back of the... something about this elbow. Or I mean this shoulder. Why do I keep calling it an elbow? Something about this shoulder I want to be different. What is it? What is it? What am I looking for? Yeah, whatever. Good enough. Not bad. Good enough. Okay, so we're going to have the other side of the hammock basically going up this way, right? Connecting up hither. And we'll just kind of draw this in really quickly. Let's go ahead and do this. It's coming down, and imagine the hammock is coming down around here, and then going back up here. All right. Connects to this post back here. Vanishing point there. Oh yeah. Then you've got the edge of the barn coming up here, like that. Just kind of drawing in some lines to remember for the background. Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and draw in the rest of this here. Let's make sure we got this all going this way. these things here. Cool. These kind of just represent the sides there. This hammock, I'm wondering how I'm going to do this. Like, am I going to have to, like, draw? You know, I almost want it to be one of those, I almost want it to be like a makeshift hammock, you know? It's just like cloth, as opposed to those woven ones. I don't know if you guys have ever sat in one of those. But, yeah, those things are pretty awesome. But that would be a pain in the butt to draw all of those little interweaving ropes, you know? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. Go like this. Probably going to move this pole over. But let's not erase it because that is time that we can save. Let's grab that and move it over. Let's have it connect right up here. And also, keeping in mind perspective, if this is happening here, and this other... Oh, wait a minute. Let's have this connecting more here. That way we can say it's plausible that it would be connecting over here, right? You want to think about where this other piece of the hammock is connecting. You want to make sure that your perspective reinforces that. Because if it doesn't, it'll look kind of inconsistent and weird. We don't like that. So let's go ahead and fix this. Get that going on there. Cool. So I'm liking this. This is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good for our first panel. And with that, I say next. Next. Stroke it. Cool. Then we can go back and make small additions to it later. But for now, let's go ahead and move on into the other ones. Let's see. How much time we got left? We have about 15 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to jump into these frames here. Oh, sorry. Whew. Apparently, the bike ride I took today took a lot more out of me than I thought it did. Just remembered, consistency. If she's going to be fixing her dress there, then it needs to be kind of like off her shoulder here. So let's go ahead and kind of do that. There we go, that's cute. Although I don't remember if it was off her shoulder in the end of page, or the end of issue 1, part 1. But that's okay, she could like sit up and it like falls off, you know. Sit up and the little sleeve thing falls off, or the little strap. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to these other panels. Let's go ahead and draw these things in. Should be like looking up at the little light at the side there. Let's go ahead and draw that in. Let's go ahead and draw in our Emma as we know the rules from before. We know the rules from before. Circle that. Boom. Down like that. Neck comes down like that. Shoulder goes up. Down. Elbow is just above one head. Right there. That face? That face, yeah. I like that face. I'll try my best to mirror what's happening there. Looks like for the most part I actually got her face pretty close here. Go ahead and divide this circle in half. Oh, actually, no. She is supposed to be kind of looking up a little bit, right? Yeah, she's supposed to be looking a little bit more up. So let's bring this chin, everything up just a tiny bit. Let's go ahead and divide this circle almost perfectly in half. Let's go ahead and draw in. Draw in her mouth. Draw in the nose. Draw in our measurements for back here. There we go. Liking that. Yeah. Kawasaki's, yes. It is perfectly plausible that her dress could shift. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and get this other eye laid in. Yeah? Heather? Let's have her looking upward there. She's gonna be kind of tired still, so she'll have like these little things under her eyes. These little anime blush lines, but they're more like tired looking things now. There we go. Draw those little shapes in. Not bad. Okay, one thing I am noticing though is I need to fix the position of this nose and mouth. It's way too far back. The nose and mouth come more out like that. Okay. Okay. Like their whole head is looking a little large. Let's see if we can fix that really quick. Okay, we got the ear going here. Oh, I know why. It's because, yeah, the head's tilted a little bit more this way. So the ear will be going there. Chin there. Good. Good. Oh, we're actually not even going to see that ear because it's the other side of the head. Forgot about that. So we got this here. Bring this up. Oh, whoops. I'm going to curve that. Make sure it meets that there. Just kind of going over all the little guidelines and rules for drawing Emma in my head. One thing that I feel is very important. Puppies, I will find you, and I will give you chocolate. Speaking of chocolate, I actually did buy some chocolate yesterday. There was a little kid standing outside of the Target yesterday, or was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. I had biked down to Target to buy a backpack so I could like bike to the grocery store and buy groceries, right? And then just stick them in my backpack and bike home. Just because I've been wanting to kind of, you know, cut back on gas and get out a little bit more, especially now that I've been working on the comics so much more. It seems like I need to kind of do that to maintain a little bit more of my sanity. That's always good. So yeah, I've just been kind of doing that thing. You know what I'm saying? Staying healthy, staying sane, all good things. So anyway, there was this kid outside of the Target selling chocolate, and I was like, "Hey, can you?" Or he said to me, "Hey, can you help me support my, youth project or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was feeling pretty good because while I was in the Target, I saw this cute girl and talked to her for a little bit. It was a really cute cashier girl. She was obviously a temporary worker there, but I just kind of talked to her and thought she was really cute. So I was in a good mood, walking out of there. And so I was like, yeah, I'll give you some money. I'll give you some money. Do you have change? He's like, for what? And I was like, for a 20. And he was like, I'll sell you 7 for 20. And I was like, and I just looked at him. And I was like, and I peered into his soul and saw that he was a businessman. Or I was just really wanting some chocolate, or still stupid after talking to that girl, because I actually ended up buying 7 bars of candy for 20 bucks, which later I took a look at that and I realized that that wasn't really a good deal. But the kid, man, he just had this face. It was all in his face. I couldn't say no. Could not say no to that. So anyway, moral of the story is, don't trust kids with chocolate. Do not trust them. They're not here to make the world a better place. Did I say stay insane? Stay insane? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Come on. Come on. You know what I mean. Okay, so let's go ahead and just finish this up. Let's see if we can squeeze in that last panel. We got 7 minutes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Doing it. Okay, doing it. Let's go ahead and have the blankets. Just kind of sketch those in really quickly. We know we got the back of the hammock kind of coming up like this sort of fashion. Stay insane, my friends. Stay insane. Oh, stay insane. Yeah. They're two very, very different, very, very different things. Don't trust anyone with chocolate. Don't trust kids with chocolate. But especially do not trust adults with chocolate. Wise words. Wise words. I like it. I like it. This is why I love you guys. This is why I love you guys. Okay. But because I love you, we are going to do this last panel where she's fixing her dress. Because that is what cute little girls do. Right? Cute little girls. Okay, whatever. Just draw on that stinking arm. Draw on that stinking arm. Jeez. Moving on. Next panel. Ah, yes. This is what I got to work with. Come on. This is really what I got to work with. I can't even look at the chat. You guys you say the funniest things. Don't trust adults with chocolate. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Stretching really quick. Ah, yes. Drawing it in. Drawing it in. This is what I get to work with. Huh? This is what I get. I knew you guys would like this panel. This panel's just oh so precious. Oh so precious. Let's see if we can get her her expression right. In fact, I did have a sketch in here with her doing a similar expression to that, or just like with her eyes kind of partially closed, more serious. I will reference that. But we got, what, 5 minutes? Oh, 4 minutes. All right, we got to do this. If we go a little over, that's fine. Just going to have her head tilted a bit. Oh, man. This is what I get to work with. How to fix the values in images using color. I don't know. I don't know if I have time for that today, but oh, yeah, I don't know if I have time for that, Roman. I apologize. Stream's gonna be ending in 4 minutes. I gotta draw this panel. Values and images using color. I don't know if you explained that to me yesterday, but I don't know exactly what that means. Fixing values using color. Oh, are you talking about the thing where I was like putting the layer over top of it and then it changes it to black and white and then going back and changing it? That probably didn't make sense. But basically you're talking about turning the picture that you're working on black and white so you can see the values and then where to go from there, right? Okay, so let's go draw this in. This go. Yes, Roman, I will not be able to go into that today. For obvious reasons. But that's more like something I would go into probably during like a KNKL show, as opposed to the actual daily. But who knows? I mean, this thing is just getting started, so I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Oh, wait. I got to do this. I have to take care of those dogs. Yes, I do. I got to take care of those dogs. They will not bother me again. They'll not interrupt me again. Let's see, what do I want her expression to be here? What do we want here? Hello there.
Hey. Got you a sweet tea vodka and
Oh,
tea.
thanks, man. He brought me a drink. Helps for the creativity. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this panel in time, but we can at least get this thing nearly done. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Good, good. Drawing that ear there. Even though we won't be using it. It's just a good placeholder for now. And that meets there. Good. Good. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this really quickly. And then we are going to conclude today's episode of the KNKL Emma stream. But not first without just kind of cleaning this thing up. Clean that crap up. Mm-hmm. I'll just draw in the basic idea of what I want this arm to be doing. She'll basically be grasping this here, kind of fixing her dress. There you go. And those blankets here, and the hammock. Bam! There we go. Alright. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to conclude today's KNKL Emma stream. So, thank you guys once again for tuning in today. It looks like the stream actually held up very, very nicely. And that makes me very, very happy because it means we can continue to broadcast in this quality from here on out. So, once again, the reminder, tomorrow, 6:30 instead of 7, we are going to be getting started. We will conclude at 7:30 because I'm going to be heading out to the movie theater to see 007 Skyfall. Right? So make sure to tune in. I will post a reminder on the Facebook as well as the Emma Comic Online page and Twitter. So if you're not following me, follow, I guess, if you want to get that update. So with that, I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to head out of here, guys. I'm going to enjoy my drink, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. See you then.